Welcome to University Centre Peterborough Preparing for Work module. This module will aim to give you the additional knowledge you may require in the workplace to help you succeed. We'll cover areas such as developing resilience and becoming a leader. According to Abintegro, nearly half of newly hired employees fail in their jobs in the first 18 months because they don't have the right attitude. Attitude in the workplace relates to how easy you are to coach, your emotional intelligence, motivation and temperament. You're not expected to have all the skills in a new role, but you are expected to have the right positive attitude to work. If we explore what a positive attitude looks like, you can get an idea of how you can develop this skill set. Do you have a can-do attitude? Rather than saying I don't know or I can't, try I don't know yet or I can't yet. It starts to change your mindset. When you're in the workplace, you can answer with I don't know, but I'll see if I can find out, or let me see what I can do, which provides a more positive response to an employer. An employer will want to see that you're motivated. Learning new skills takes energy, but it is also exciting. You want to show enthusiasm when taking on a new activity or developing your new skills. You want to be seen to be innovative, identifying interesting and different solutions, and considering a problem as a challenge to solve. Can you identify a different or a quicker way of doing something? It could reduce costs, save time, or improve the service. You also want to learn from failures and setbacks, recognizing what you have learned from the situation. Employers want to see people that pick themselves up and move forward. Do you take feedback on it constructively to demonstrate your intelligence, to motivate you and highlight how you can further develop your skills? Do you ask for feedback from people that are surrounding you? And when you're working with colleagues, do you address problems to highlight how you can support the business? It's not uncommon to feel very nervous about a new venture, including starting a new role. As a new employee, you're going to bring a fresh take on activities, procedures and practices. You can generate new ideas, have a fresh outlook or a new approach. Yet experience is also valuable, and there may be reasons for things occurring that you're not aware of. You need to understand the reasons why something happens as it does, so that you can offer ideas in a manner that doesn't cause offence. Ask questions, listen, maybe make smaller suggestions and develop from there. With the right blend of self-confidence and humility, your addition to the team will be a positive experience for everyone involved. Assertiveness is a positive attitude, a confident way of relating to the outside world. An assertive person values themselves, seeks respectful communication with others, and yet at the same time is able to set boundaries and protect themselves from exploitation. So are you clear about what you feel, what you need, and how it can be achieved? Are you confident in your verbal and written communication and your body language? Are you able to say no or disagree with others without being confrontational or being seen as attacking? Do you look for the win-win situations and are willing to compromise? Are you confident in managing conflict? Do you take an active listener role, and are you able to be open about your own feelings? Do you give and receive positive and negative feedback? And are you generally a positive person? You can look at whether or not you have passive or aggressive behaviour. Passive behaviour means you avoid conflict and you act as if people have no rights, or you have no rights. Aggressive behaviour means you're only concerned with the win and you disregard how other people feel. Being assertive means that you do a combination of both by recognising that all parties have rights and you look for the win-win. Being assertive is important. If you don't communicate honestly, it can result in emotional difficulties in all parts of your life. You should allow yourself and ensure others allow you to communicate your needs in a clear and effective manner. And you can work on improving your assertiveness by ensuring that you've got open and confident body language. That you're also communicating in a clear, honest, calm, specific and concise manner. And you actively listen whilst being respectful. Within the PDF and the Canvas guide, you'll find extra information regarding how to test yourself and further support. Nobody wants to address conflict, but it shouldn't be avoided. Conflict can actually be a catalyst for change, driving innovation to identify solutions and allowing individuals and teams to develop. By not addressing conflict, even if it makes you feel uncomfortable, you reduce your and other people's potential. You shouldn't take conflict personally. Be courageous, share your opinions, but do so in a way that allows others to share theirs too. There's a couple of approaches you can take to help you manage conflict in a healthier, happier manner. The first one is consider how you use the word but and change it to and. But indicates a disagreement and highlights somebody as wrong. Instead, if you use and, it can emphasize that you're adding an additional consideration. For example, yes, I agree that's important, and I also think we need to consider this. You can gain understanding by asking for additional clarity, asking people to further explain their reasoning or how they would address a concern. You could also suggest people provide you with an alternative scenario to their current direction. For example, how would it play out if we got someone with these skills in? Could it work like this? You can also explore the impact. You can identify an issue rather than stating the impact. You can ask what the impact could be. For example, how do you think our clients would react to? What do you think the team will do with this? A large part of being employed in a new role is learning to manage upwards. It's about developing a positive relationship with your managers to support them. And this can help you develop your own skills and improve the performance of the whole organisation. To get started with this, you want to understand your boss. You need to understand what their strengths, skills and weaknesses are, their goals and objectives, the issues and challenges they are facing, the areas they cannot address or not able to explore, and their pet hates, their preferences and their pace. Then you can identify how you can both deliver better results, manage expectations and deliver win-win situations by matching your skills, strengths and weaknesses to your bosses and communicating frequently, effectively and positively. On an ongoing point, you can then start to become a problem solver, not a problem creator. If you identify a problem, also present potential solutions. Stay calm in the chaos and take responsibility for your actions. Don't blame others. You want to develop reasonable boundaries, exploring how often you communicate, what the communication should cover and how you communicate. You don't want to be making excuses and don't sit on bad news. The art of managing a boss is to ensure that communication is a two-way process. Help your boss look good. Don't badmouth your boss or step up and ensure that their deadlines are met for them. Others will notice your proactive approach to making your boss look good. You want to be consistent, positive and supportive. And you're going to tell your boss how they can get the best out of you. Being an agile and flexible employee or business owner requires resilience, the ability to bounce back in adversity, the strength to manage stressful situations. So consider the following to see if you're a highly resilient person, and if not, these may be areas that you want to develop. Do you have high quality connections? Do you manage your stress effectively and avoid burnout? Do you act with authenticity and in accordance with your strengths and your values? Have you got grit? Can you persevere? Do you stay inspired and find meaning? Are you flexible and mentally tough? And can you actively manage change and setbacks? You need to develop some strong roots to be able to do this. So consider what your mindset is. A positive mindset means you will view the world and yourself. You'll know what's important to you in your daily life, and you'll pay attention to your thoughts as they change. You'll also be aware of how your mindset affects other people. You'll be committed. You'll know what's important to you. You'll know how you want to achieve your goals and why. And you'll have personal control. You'll have control over what you can control, and you'll accept the elements that you can't control, such as other people's actions. You'll pay attention to develop the right relationships around you and the needs of your body and mind. In the PDF guide and on the Canvas page, you'll find ways to explore some exercises and how to test yourself to see how resilient you are. People frequently worry about asking for help, yet we don't know everything, and making mistakes or needing someone else's perspective is completely normal. Asking questions and asking for help is actually a strength. It demonstrates confidence to acknowledge that you don't have all the answers, and drive, that you have a drive to learn. And there's a couple of steps that you can take that will help you asking for help. For example, gather all the information from all the perspectives and see if you can now answer the issue yourself. Consider who you want to ask. Is this going to be a colleague, your boss, or a mentor? You want to be clear, specific, and concise in explaining your request. For example, I've been reviewing these financial calculations and the numbers to do with whatever it is aren't adding up. Would you kindly take a look at them and see where I might be missing something? You will also want to be able to provide potential solutions or suggestions to create a more collaborative approach. And if you don't really have any solutions, at least make sure that you've worked out what all the questions could be and you're coming up with potential answers. And finally, thank and praise the individual. You may lose your objectivity when feeling overwhelmed. Again, go back and focus on the goals or the outcomes required. Take a step back so you can be objective. Offer solutions, but don't become a martyr. Give up control on the areas that others can help you with. And if needs be, ask support from a mentor or a boss to identify which is going to be your priority areas to work on. Your role may be developing into becoming a manager. So ask yourself, do you want to be a manager? Do you know your strengths and weaknesses? There are different hints and tips that will help you manage people. Firstly, you want to get to know your team. What matters to them and what personal commitments do they have? What are their job descriptions and where do they fit into the organisation? Then you want to explore each member's strengths and weaknesses and how you can learn from each other, what you can do to help them and what can they do to help you. You want to appreciate an individual's knowledge and experiences, and this will help you earn respect. You want to state what you want from each individual. You want to be able to present your ideas strongly and clearly, provide direction and clarity. You want to be able to actively listen to others and make appropriate suggestions and decisions, and give credit when it's due. The aims are: be confident, not arrogant, be assertive, not overpowering, ask for feedback, not permission when you're inserting new ideas, and appreciate the traditional, but bring some fresh ideas to it. The PDF guide and the Canvas page will provide you a test to see if you're ready to become a manager or what your management skills are like. So in this module, we've looked at what additional knowledge you may require in the workplace to help you succeed. If you're a student, staff member or alumni of University Centre Peterborough and you would like additional support, please contact Employer Hub at peterborough.ac.uk.